Hi everyone, David Petersen here. I'm in my studio again and I wanted to share some more mouse guard models. Fans are really interested in the building and construction of these little visual aids that I make myself. And the one that I wanted to share today is the Quail Racing Cart. Now this one was done for a Legends of the Guard cover. It's about these mice who go out into the wild country and were known for not just training quails to pull carts so that they could get harvests of mushrooms and things, but large harvests of mushrooms, but also that they actually raced these things. They do like little chariot races. So that was the legend, and I had no idea what a quail cart should look like. So I looked up a couple old world carts using Google image search and got kind of a feel for what those things look like. But I didn't want to just draw something kind of straight on this way or straight on this way, which is what a lot of reference ends up being. It's too limiting. I knew that if they're racing, I want one wheel up. I want this thing to look like it's getting used. So with those kind of weird angles in mind, I thought it'd be easier if I made one. So it's made out of pretty much just three materials: basswood pieces, cardboard pieces, and some rope or twine. The basswood pieces are just out of a random hobby pack of basswood. Stuff that I get like this at my hardware store in a packet. It comes pre-done like this. It is possible to go to some hobby shops and buy specific sizes and almost like you're picking out lumber at smaller scale. I like getting the random assortment. It works for my needs, and I think actually forces me to think on my feet a little quicker. The cardboard pieces are just that. They're just cardboard. And the twine was there to help me actually figure out how this thing would be constructed for mice, so that when I'm drawing it, I'm not drawing joinery that couldn't exist, which is a little obsessive on my part, but it's part of the world building stuff of mouse guard that I think goes a long way. Show you a couple angles: top down, underside. The underside was something that I was very concerned with. I wanted to know what the suspension or what the axle would look like, how this thing would all be put together. Now I don't think you see very much of it in the finished illustration, but I needed to know just in case, because also having this and taking photos of it from several angles helped me figure out that if there is a quail up here at the front, where it can be before it starts blocking the cart and all the mice. So figuring that out, I made the front a little wider so that it could accept the quail pulling it. It's stuff like that as you're building it, you're figuring it out. You're figuring out world building stuff. You're figuring out how would the mice do this. I again went a little obsessive and took the front parts and carved them down, made them a little bit more rounded, a little bit more like something that you would have up against a beast of burden or something that you would actually pull and carry yourself, whereas the rest of it's all square stock. To assemble this, other than the twine, I used a good amount of hot melt glue, and I think in a few places a little bit of super glue. But that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. I know it looks tricky. The first thing that I did was come up with this length was fixed because that was the stock that came in the bag. And then I started cutting these cross members on the underside to come up with the overall frame. Once I had the frame, I set some cardboard planks on it and built some framing around it, some guardrails and other structure so that the mice could sit up there and ride or keep their goods intact. And then it was about figuring out how to separate the axles far enough away from the body. And for the wheels, I mean, I literally drew them on the cardboard. For the circle, I think I used like a Coke can or a drinking glass, something that was already down here. I tend not to use circle templates or compasses to do that kind of stuff. I just find it, whatever's around, pill bottle caps or kitchen bowls from the kitchen, whatever's handy. But having this model really helped me visualize that scene from the Legends cover, and gave me a nice piece to be able to put on the shelf, so that if I ever have quail weight racing in Mouse Guard again, I'm ready. Thanks for watching, everyone.